So if you happen to stumble upon this channel, I want you to know that this is not a normal YouTube channel. What we're doing here is that we are assisting you to change your perspective from the dualistic perspective to the non-dualistic perspective and the holistic perspective, which we call the holistic perspective. But if you don't know exactly what that means, it is what A Course in Miracles have been talking about. A lot of these spiritual paths are seeking this way of operating. And many of them are sort of imbalanced about this whole game, right? Because they seek that so much, that connection with the divine so much that they give up everything else in order to seek for that. That's what many beings have done. And it is so natural to seek that connection in a world where it seems like it is disconnected. That's because for many beings it is. And that's okay. Everyone has their own experience. Right? Hang on a second. Now we feel like coconut water. So, this is a channel. This YouTube channel is a channeling. And it's Jesus, Ascended Masters, this whole lineage of beings that have mastered their human experience to host light and to shine their light here on these planes. Those are the beings that have been written about in your history books. Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus, Christ, all of these beings that have gotten to that realization and that full embodiment of who they are down here. Their soul, fully embodied here. That's the path we are guiding you towards. But we need to start somewhere, because there are many misconceptions. As you can imagine, being in an environment that is so disconnected from its own natural source. And it's all a perception. A trained perception. Once you get that, you also get that, for me to get back in there then, I need to train myself back in there. So it's highly beneficial to have a practice that you ingrain more and more. Maybe you have a particular mantra. It doesn't matter what you use. It is what it resonates within your body. That's what matters. Because if it resonates with your body energetically and uplifts you, it doesn't matter what religion it is, it doesn't matter what culture it is, it doesn't matter any of those things. It doesn't matter what religion, what lineage, who said it, because it resonates as truth in the being. Race resonates as truth within the energetic structure of these bodies. And so this is a re-education that we are inviting you on in consciousness about the truth of human energy and how you can align to that energy. It is a program that takes you into that alignment for you. You make it yours. This is the contract that we have with this being, is that he moves in frequency and shares, so you can copy, because his connection to us is divine and in balance, and he follows the right signals. He has learned to follow the right signals inside of his body. That is the training. He is still fine-tuning. There is fine-tunement in this process. But this is what we're inviting. This is what many beings are calling by so many different names. Some call it the Christ frequency. Some call it enlightenment. Some call it fame and fortune. For some, that is what it is. It is all different stages of each person's development. But it is very important to filter out what is other influences, so that you get to sort of take up energetic space in your life and in your body, because you deserve to be here. You're all worthy of being here. Keep your attention on yourself and on your own development, so that you can embody who you are. That is the invitation. And if you find to get started, we came through with this 28-day consciousness shift, where you sign up, you get one video every day with a task that you follow every day. Then you have the option to upgrade as well, depending on your level of comprehension. So perhaps you have this is a very interesting way to start to ingrain this way of being, because we are inviting you to these 28 days, right? And these 28 days, they are not just 28 days. They are 28 days that you use for one particular thing that you work on. And then by the end of those 28 days, you have, depending on how big it is, you have moved forward on that thing. And if you are struggling, that's a wonderful way to get some help to get up. But if you are functioning, you just want to get to that next level, this is a wonderful way to go and get energetic support, so that you start to get aligned enough so that you get all the right things that you need with whatever it is that you're manifesting. It works for everything. It is a vehicle for ascension that we have made here. This is the entry point, the free version. After that, you are invited to upgrade your experience. You can then choose to do the free one in parallel to level 1 of the Holistic Optimizer. Those work really well in parallel, because the first has a lot of energetic support and a lot of basics. And this is about programming yourself to truth, is what we're doing, really. And then level 1 will start to break it down even further and deeper in your psychology, so that you can start to correct some of these patterns that we have been used to, that is draining our energy. those needs to go. And there are particular pathways of human behavior that if you do them, it is detrimental to your progress. And it's helpful to know, right? And so that's why we are training you to operate these bodies in the most optimum way for most energy flow for you. That's the criteria. That is what enlightenment is, that you are managing your energy accurately the way that it's meant to. And that's then the next stage. And then you can also try just to do level 1, and then level 2, and then level 3. And then continue repeating these until you got it. If you are advanced and you continue, you do the free one, holistic optimizer level 1, level 2, level 3, and all of it is a piece of cake. On the last part of level 3, there is an application. And so then fill in that application, and then we will assist you further in consciousness. Perhaps there is a particular niche that you want to get into, like enhancing your own practice. Maybe you already have a practice, a healing practice or Reiki or whatever it is that you're doing, and you want to enhance it, get to that next level, because this is what this will do. It will correct your energy so that everything that you do will be better. But it's good to have a focus, because then we can guide the energy a very particular way. So, highly encourage this process. Now you know sort of what the pathways are. And after level 3, there are different pathways like sexual mastery, plant medicine, things to do with business, relationship, and whatever else that gets produced and birthed naturally, because we just need to know as humans how to operate this area. So that's what we're here for. We are here to plug in this new way of operating in a holistic perspective that makes everything work much better, and also anchor all of our lights here so that we can embody the frequency of who we are. So wherever you are, if you haven't already, now you know sort of the general pathways, and along that journey, sometimes we will see very specific corrections within the mind, and that is what these gaia sessions are for. Those are sort of meditation, they're frequency remedy meditation, sort of, to ingrain certain ways of thinking and also feeling, so that those two get opened and in harmony. So that is also available. That's something that can also be looked at in the store. So now you have it. If you are wondering where to get started, there's a link in the bio. There's a link in the description. Sign up there. It's completely for free. Start, get some footing into what this is, and feel for yourself if this is for you. All right. Take care, and I'll see you again in the next one. Ciao.